Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're having an awesome weekend, an awesome week, whatever the case may be. So for today, I thought I'd sit here in the recliner, get in front of the camera, and just talk a little bit about some of my memories from living in Italy. Now, I lived in Italy for 3 years when I was younger, from 1990 to 92, and got a lot of memories from there. Some good memories, some interesting memories. But even being that young, I can remember when we finally got back to the U.S., I was happy. It's not that Italy was bad, I was just happy to be back home, I guess you would say. So yeah, let's talk about my time in Italy. Moved there in 1990. Dad was in the Air Force, had orders to go overseas, so we moved to Pintamare, Italy. It's close to Naples. Our first year there, we actually stayed in a nice house. Real nice house. Had the gated backyard. It was really nice. I remember that. I remember playing with all the kids. 10 o'clock in the morning, Saturdays and Sundays, we'd be outside because for some reason we weren't allowed to go outside until 10 a.m. Saturday mornings, we'd watch our cartoons. 10 a.m. we'd go outside and play, and we'd play all day. We'd bring out our Ninja Turtle figures, G.I. Joes, whatever, man. Ride bikes. It was nice. It was really nice. And speaking of cartoons, Italy was the first exposure I had to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and once I saw that first episode, I was hooked, man. Huge Ninja Turtle fan. But I do remember living in that nice house that first year. We actually had a dog that first year, too. Then we had to move out of the house. I don't know why. I never asked, but we moved out of the house. Probably because there was some there was some stuff going on, and this is what I was told from people that were there, and even my mom told me this. Apparently the mafia or whatever dumped a body right outside the entrance to the neighborhood. Just dumped it there. I don't know. I never saw it. Never heard about it till a few years ago. So who knows? Maybe that's why we moved out of the neighborhood, out of that house. I don't know. It doesn't really matter now. We ended up getting rid of the dog, gave the dog away to a nice family, and we moved into what they call the towers. The Pintamare Towers were, I believe it was 7 or 8, I guess, residential towers, had all these apartments in them. And I can't remember what tower we were in. I don't remember what tower. Like I said, I was 8, 9 years old. But we moved to the Pintamare Towers, and we lived there for the last 2 years. And I remember behind the towers was a playground for the kids. So we'd go down there, we'd go in the playground, play all day. I mean, it was the sand. It wasn't grass. It was all sand. Had swings, slides, everything. And it was right there by the ocean too. See, right behind it you had the playground, and even further behind that was the ocean, the beach. So you kind of had a little bit of everything there. I didn't go to the beach too much, especially not on my own. I don't go to the beach now. I'm terrified of the ocean. Drowning is my worst fear, so I tend to stay away from the ocean, away from large bodies of water like that. If it's a swimming pool, I'm good to go, but other than that, no. But we had it all, man. Playground, a beach, and in front of the towers, I guess you would call it the entrance, there was little shops. They had one shop where you can get these powdered sugar donuts. Oh my god. These donuts were huge and had the sugar sprinkled on them, the powdered sugar. They were so good. They were nice and warm. They were fresh baked. And about 10-15 minutes down the road from the towers was, to this day, a place that has served the best pizza I have ever eaten in my entire life. I think it was Oceanside or Ocean View Pizza, one or the other. I can't remember if it was Oceanside or Ocean View. Like I said, I was young, man. But I do remember that pizza is the best pizza I've ever had in my life. The authentic, real deal Italian pizza. Nothing compares, and I mean nothing. They also had the arcade machines in there too, so while they actually made your pizza when you got there, once you ordered it, they would sit there and make it fresh. So while you're waiting for your food, you play some arcade games. It was awesome, man. I loved it. Another thing about living there in the towers is when we went to school, they had schools they had the Italian schools for the Italian kids, and then they had the schools for the us American kids. I guess it was, I don't know if they were the military schools or not. I'm not real sure. But we did not live on a base, but we went to the American school or U.S. school, whatever you want to call it. And our school buses were glorified tour buses. I mean, they had the carpet on the floor, not this metal and steel that you have now on school buses. It was actually carpeted. The seats were upholstered with that carpet material. They were air conditioned, and they had tape players. You could bring music tapes in there and listen to music on the way to school. They were glorified tour buses. And they kind of spoiled me on school buses because for 2 years I rode those. And when we moved back to the U.S., I remember going to school, riding a bus for the first time. This holy crap looking yellow bus pulls up, and I'm thinking that can't be it. And it is. So I walk in the bus. There's no carpet on the floor. The seats are leather that are ripped apart, tearing apart. There's no air conditioning. There's no tape player. And I'm thinking, man, this sucks. Where's the real school buses? This has got to be like one they're using until they fix the actual bus? No. Italy spoiled me for school buses, man. So yeah, that was kind of a disappointment coming back to the U.S. and finding out how crappy our school buses are compared to the ones in Italy. Huge disappointment. Ah, man, Italy was also my first exposure to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, when I saw that first episode, man, I was hooked. That's it. Then that was it for me. I was a huge fan ever since that first episode. Man, I got the comic books. I had the toys. Got up every Saturday morning watching a cartoon. It was awesome, man. And that's what we did on Saturday mornings in Italy. We'd get up early, like 6 in the morning, get a bowl of cereal, watch cartoons for about 4 hours. Then at 10 a.m., we'd go out and play because for some reason, we weren't allowed to go out and play until 10 a.m. So we watched cartoons from 6 to 10. 10 o'clock, went out and played the rest of the day. Now, whether it be with action figures like Ninja Turtles, whether we rode our bikes or what, we found something to do to last the entire day. Sometimes we'd have friends over, we'd sit in front of the TV and we played Nintendo. Super Mario Brothers 3, when that came out, oh man, it was over. Yeah, I remember Mario 3 came out and one of the guys in the neighborhood had gotten it. We didn't have it yet. So he had it, and man, everyone was at his house playing. But he was a dick. He wouldn't let, he'd play for the longest time, then he'd give you like 2 minutes and snatch the controller for you, so whatever. I got my 2 minutes into Mario 3, so I enjoyed it. I remember Halloween's at the Pinatamari Towers. Both years I dressed up as Raphael from the Ninja Turtles. You know, I had the red bandana, I had the bodysuit, I had the foam shell on my back. And at the towers, you didn't go door to door. What you would do is go down to the lobby of each tower, and that's where they would hand out the candy. So he wouldn't knock door to door in all 7 or 8 towers, because good lord, that'd be you'd be there for about 2 nights. You just go down to the main lobby each tower, and there would be people. There'd be a line, and you line up. You go up to the people handing out candy, say trick or treat, and they give you candy. Easy peasy. Another thing I remember is they had the regular elevators in the towers. I don't know, we were either on the 5th floor or the 7th floor. I can't remember, man. And I wish I would have asked before I did this video, but anyway, I can't remember now. But we had regular elevators, and then we had this huge freight elevator. So if you bought groceries or you had something that was too big to carry up the steps or in a normal elevator, you had the freight elevator. Except for some reason there was a gap. When the elevator would open up, you had to watch out because there was a gap before you actually stepped into the elevator. And I remember them telling stories about a guy that got his foot caught in that gap and the elevator went up. Now, whether or not that's true or not, who knows, but it was enough to make my ass pay attention. Definitely. So yeah, I remember field trips. We went to one of the Italian school. We had a class, a mandatory class in school called Host Nation. And it was an Italian guy who would, try to teach us Italian, try to teach us about the culture of Italy. And I remember we took a field trip to one of the Italian schools with the Italian kids. And it sucked because I remember them just looking at us like we were completely beneath them. And I hate to say it, but I remember that distinctively, that most of the Italians there looked at Americans like we were totally beneath them, like they were better than us. And I just remember even as a kid thinking, that's not right. But it is what it is. Funny enough, my best friend in Italy was an Italian, Giovanni Masucci. Through the years, I've tried to find him on social media, and I did not realize that there were hundreds of Giovanni Masucci's in the area. So yeah, I have not been able to find him to this day. So Giovanni Masucci, if you remember Stephen Brown from 90 through 92 and you're watching this, get in touch with me, man. I've been looking for you for like 20 damn years. He was my best friend in Italy, man. We used to have sleepovers, and we used to watch movies during the sleepovers, play Nintendo. Once I got into wrestling, we'd watch Coliseum home videos. He used to get all the Coliseum home videos, the big box ones. Man, I remember that to this day. He'd always get the Coliseum home video, and he used to come with a whistle, so he'd be blowing the whistle while we watched the pay-per-views, and it was awesome, man. And believe it or not, Italy was the first time I ever watched wrestling. Now in Italy, we only had one channel. You could have cable, but apparently the cost of cable was outrageous. So if you didn't have cable, you only had one channel, and that was SEB, Southern European Broadcasting. So we had one channel for all 3 years, Southern European Broadcasting. I remember Friday nights for half the year they would have MacGyver, then the other half of the year they would have Quantum Leap, so that was awesome on Friday nights. We'd have our cartoons Saturday mornings. And they would also have the WWF pay-per-views, the Big Four. The Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Now I can't remember, I don't think they showed them live because they were showing them for free. So it might have been a few months later when they showed them. But I remember we came home from doing something and turned on the TV. And, it was someone announcing a big match. And this music starts playing. And this guy with this wild hair, this painted face, and these tassels from his arms starts running to the ring. And some guy called the Ultimate Warrior. And I remember thinking, damn, that dude looks pretty cool. So he's coming to the ring, and he's the Intercontinental Champion. I didn't know what an Intercontinental anything was. I had no idea what was going on, but he was the Intercontinental Champion. So I'm like, he must be a pretty big deal. The guy looks cool. He's a champion. He's got to be a big deal. So come to find out, he's going to wrestle this other guy coming out named Hulk Hogan. And he's the WWF champion. I had no idea what a WWF champion was. I had no idea who was higher up on the food chain, the Intercontinental champion or the WWF champion. I had no idea which one was more prestigious, which one was higher ranking. I had no clue. All I knew was this Hulk Hogan dude looked corny as hell, and I just knew this Ultimate Warrior guy was just gonna smash him to bits. So apparently they're gonna wrestle each other, and the winner gets both championships. That's pretty cool. So I start watching. And I swear to God, I thought those two were actually fighting. I thought they were really hitting each other. I thought they were really beating the hell out of each other, man. I wanted the Ultimate Warrior guy to win just because he looked cool and I liked his music. Didn't know anything. My first exposure to wrestling, I hope that Ultimate Warrior guy wins. And sure enough, he won. After that, I was hooked on wrestling, man. I was hooked on it. And of course, my friend Giovanni, he had all the Coliseum videos. I had never said anything to him about wrestling, but once he found out I watched this WWF and I was interested, I got a real quick education on WWF. The Coliseum videos came down, we were watching them. It was awesome, man. I miss Gio. I called him Gio. Everyone called him Gio. Like I said, man, I've been trying to find that dude for 20 plus years, man. No luck. So, I don't know, man. Hopefully, luck will shine through and he'll see this and reach out to me. Who knows? I've been looking for that dude for 20 freaking years, man. I miss that guy. Our school. School was pretty much the same here. You get lunch, recess. Recess, we got an hour. We got an hour to go outside and play. You know, they actually had, they had this area where it was like, the ground was soft, kind of like a tennis court, and it had these giant walls around it. You know, you could play kickball, you can, you know, throw a football, jump rope, whatever, run around. Then we had what we call Log City. It was a playground. The slide had slides, but then had these log structures, like you could just climb on them or hide in them. I loved Log City, man. Log City was freaking awesome. So school actually was not bad in Italy. I will say that the stuff I learned in the 3rd grade in Italy, I wasn't learning till the 6th grade when I got to the U.S. So the U.S. was way behind, school-wise, way behind Italy. So stuff I was like, man, I learned this in Italy like years ago. What in the world? So they were, yeah, U.S. was definitely far behind when it came to school. But Italy was just, man, I'm pretty sure I'm going to remember 100 different things when I'm done with this video. The Pineta Towers where I lived, I got curious as to what they look like now, so I don't know, man, maybe 6 or 7 years ago I actually went on YouTube and tried to find a video of them. And I found a video of them being demolished. So apparently they were demolished in 1999. And that video is still up now, if I believe. If I remember correctly, it's if you type in Pineta Towers, it should have one it should be called Pineta Towers Demolition or something. If I remember, I'll put a link to it down here. But yeah, those are the towers I lived in for my final 2 years, being demolished. From what I understand, they said that it got real bad after it was used for military housing for the U.S. And from what I understand, they built new housing. So once the Americans moved out, they turned it got real bad over there, and it was not taken care of very well. So they demolished them. I don't know all the specifics. It's pretty much I gathered little bits and pieces of information looking it up. So apparently things got real bad over there. So I don't know. That kind of sucks, man. Kind of felt a little bit sad just because of the memories I had there, and then just to watch them being destroyed, I was like, damn, man, it's part of my childhood just got, you know, blown up, sent to the ground. Kind of sucks. But all in all, I did enjoy my time in Italy. My parents took me out of school for a while. I don't know exactly how long it was, and because I remember my grandparents came over. And we went to all the different cities. We went to Pompeii. Pompeii, I have to say, I would definitely appreciate it more as an adult than I did as a kid. As a kid, I was such a dumbass, man. Everyone knows a story about Pompeii. It was destroyed when Mount Vesuvius erupted. Almost everyone lost their life. As a kid, my dumbass was looking for dead bodies. Like they would actually still be there. Some of them were. They had, I don't know if it's with the ash or whatever, but it had, you could see where, you know, people huddled together or holding their kid. It's sad to think about it now, man, but it didn't really hit me as a kid. There was different ruins there. We saw what was left of a floor of a house, and it was kind of like this tile floor of a giant dog. And it said, "Beware of dog." Not in English, of course. I specifically remember that. But I definitely think I'd appreciate it and enjoy it a lot more if I were to go now as an adult. We also saw the Statue of David. We went to Sorrento, and we saw the Statue of David. I don't know if that was in Sorrento or not, but I remember that. Because we went to all these museums, and again, those museums I definitely would appreciate more as an adult than I was as a kid, because we went to see the Statue of David. Statue of David is completely naked. They even sculpted the scrotum and the penis, and as a kid, I just remember looking down and seeing this naked dude with his balls hanging out and laughing like, he's naked. Absolutely ridiculous. So I would definitely appreciate all the museums now. Hold on, Tiger. One of the cats is howling for water. He's spoiled. He won't drink out of his water bowl. He wants you to turn the tub on so he can drink out the faucet. And he starts howling when he's ready for water. So yeah, I would definitely appreciate those museum trips a lot more as an adult. But I remember when we were done, I had to keep a journal of everything we did, and I had to present it to the class when I came back to school. And when I got time to talk about the Statue of David, my dumb ass is in front of the class. We saw the Statue of David. He was naked. Yeah, not my best moment, but yeah. So that's really all I can remember now. Like I said, I'll probably think of 101 different things after I'm done with the video, and I'll regret not talking about them. But for now, that's all I can remember. I had fun in Italy, man, but I was definitely ready to come back home to the U.S. I know, buddy, I'm coming. I'm gonna finish this up, okay? Now he's by the door, looking at me like he wants to kill me. He's giving me the death stare. But yeah, Italy was fun. I don't know what it's like over there now, if it's still nice to visit or if it's more dangerous, I don't know, but I would definitely appreciate a lot of those things more as an adult than I did back then as a kid, but I still have a lot of good memories from Italy. So that being said, I'm going to wrap this up because this cat is getting impatient and he's looking like he is mad as hell. So we're going to wrap it up and get Mr. Tiger some water. Hope you enjoyed story time with Steven. This was my memories of living in Italy. Hey, get off of there. Don't you growl at me. Get off of there. Alright, we're going to wrap it up. He's starting to get himself into trouble now. Appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoy the stories, and I will see you when I see you. Y'all take care.